What's going on, everyone? It's Cena Infinity. Welcome back to my channel for another segment of Infinite Cringe. And today we're going to be diving into a wild story that actually happened about a year ago. But I came across with it and I thought I should make a video on it because, well, it's really cringe. It's a really wild story about this country singer, this young man. His name is Jaden Decker. This story is crazy. So we're going to talk about it. But before we get into all of it, please make sure you hit the like, share the video, subscribe if you're new here, and drop a comment down below because the YouTube algorithm loves it when you guys comment and it helps all of us creators. So let's get into this story. I randomly came across a story, and what happened to Jaden is straight up infuriating. But let's hear it from Jaden himself. In his own words, what happened?
My name's Jaden Decker. I was wrongfully arrested for a DUI, and here's what happened. Back on April 26th of this year, I was heading home from a friend's house around 11 p.m. I got pretty close to my house when I was stopped by a Montana Highway Patrol trooper. His name was Donovan Van Note. He walked up to my car and said that he stopped me for allegedly going 62 in a 35 zone and, asked for my license, registration, everything, and immediately starts questioning my license, asking why my eyes are all bloodshot and watery. And at that point, I told him, I don't know, you can test me. I'm sober. Test me if you want to, because I already kind of knew where everything was headed. And so he ran back to his patrol car and kind of ran my name, all my documents and everything. 5 minutes after that, he walks up to my driver's side, opens my car door, and tells me to get out and says that he's going to be putting me through some sobriety tests to make sure I'm good to drive home. Those tests go on for about 15-20 minutes maybe, and finally his partner pulls up onto the scene, and both those troopers kind of walk away for a few minutes talking about everything. Van Note acknowledges that there's no smell of marijuana, no possession, no admission to use, and there was no search of my vehicle either. And ultimately, he concluded the conversation saying that he's got cannabis impairment. From there, both troopers walk back up to me, and I'm asked to take a breathalyzer test, to which right away I said yeah, because in my mind, I'll blow zeros and I should be free to go, because I've got nothing to hide, I'm sober. Unfortunately, that was not going to be the case that night. So I blow into the breathalyzer, and after it clicks and registers, I'm asked to read the results aloud, to which I replied .000. And from there, Van Note says, I've seen a lot of cannabis DUIs in the last month alone, and they all look just like this. After that, he stood me up, put my hands behind my back, placed his handcuffs on me, and said that I was under arrest for a drugs DUI. He took me to St. Pat's Hospital downtown Missoula for a blood draw looking for any drugs, and then took me to jail, and I sat there for a little bit till I was bonded out later that night. My test results came back about a month later. There were zeros across the board, and everything kind of settled down again, and it was quiet from there for a little bit, till about a month after that. June 26th marked 2 months from my arrest. I went back into court, and from there my case was entirely dismissed. The speeding had no radar log attached, and dash cam footage didn't reflect 62 miles per hour. The DUI, obviously, all tests came back completely negative, so there was nothing there for either counts.
Okay, so as you saw, this poor guy wasn't drunk. He wasn't high. He passed literally every test with flying colors, blowing a 0.000 on a breathalyzer, and not just once, 3 times, and still got arrested for a DUI by 2 Montana Highway Patrol officers, Troopers Donovan Van Note and Hartenstein. Why? They claimed that he had bloodshot eyes, despite zero evidence. No drugs or alcohol was found in the car, and later on the tests and everything came back negative. But Jaden was detained overnight and really forced to fight to clear his name, even though he had done nothing wrong. Well, except for the speeding. He was basically arrested for the crime of being tired and speeding. Now, speeding can be dangerous, but unless you're uncooperative, it's not an arrestable offense. And Jaden wasn't uncooperative. He was working with the cops, as all the videos have shown. So getting hauled in for bloodshot eyes, that's next level cringe. Have you ever heard of someone who blew a 0.000 on a breathalyzer and still got taken in for a DUI? It's unreal. And even wilder is the fact that he goes on in that video to explain that several other people, after hearing his story, had reached out to him saying that these same officers had done the same thing to them. So he's not even alone in going through what he went through. These officers apparently have a history of these questionable arrests, and that is a pattern. And it's straight up disturbing. Jaden, though, is being really awesome. He has been so positive throughout this whole thing, which I'm sure has been a nightmare for him. He even says he doesn't hate all cops and that they're really generally good people. He just thinks the bad ones should be held accountable, and he's 100% right. So, like I said, the coolest part of this story has been Jaden's attitude. And after all the charges were dropped, Jaden turned his nightmare into a viral song called Thrown to the Wolves. And in the music video, he claps back at the internet and the haters who didn't believe him. And he's scrolling through the comments one by one and proving that he was telling the truth. No drugs, no lies, just an innocent guy that got completely railroaded. That's resilience, and that's why this story blew up. By the way, you guys should definitely go check out his channel and the song, especially if you're a country music fan. He's got a lot of other songs there as well. So be sure to go there and support him and leave him a comment. Let him know that you support him. You can even say that I sent you. And I'll leave all of his information in the description down below so you can access all of that. But anyway, this whole thing got me thinking about how cringe our world can be. This happened in the United States, where it's technically supposed to be innocent until proven guilty. Yet for Jaden, it was the exact opposite. Guilty until he fought to prove his innocence. These officers ignored a 0.000 breathalyzer test, multiple tests, and assumed that he was high basically based on nothing. Oddly enough, I've also been watching The Lincoln Lawyer on Netflix lately, and it really has the same kind of vibe. People who might look guilty, but they're not, and how the legal process, if done correctly, is so important. Jaden's story is a wake-up call. How often do we judge people way too fast without having the full picture? We've all got to do better at seeking the truth first. So as I said, this situation happened over a year ago. So you might be wondering, what is the latest updates on it? People on X and other platforms have been calling out the Montana Highway Patrol, demanding accountability, but so far, no response. Crickets. The officers who wrongfully arrested Jaden, as of today, October 20th, 2025, no suspension, no firing, no accountability. At least not yet. And that's the real cringe situation here. A system that lets this kind of thing slide while a young man like Jaden has to fight to clear his name and reputation. But thankfully, he was raised right, and he didn't take it lying down, and he turned his nightmare into that viral song, proving that you can raise above even when the deck is stacked against you. So let's take a page from this young man. Don't rush to judgment, demand the truth, and never let these bad apples win. But what do you guys think about this whole thing? Have you guys ever had this kind of experience? Have you or anyone you know had this kind of thing happen to them? Leave a comment down below. Let me know all of your stories. Oh, and by the way, massive shout out to the Civil Rights Lawyer on YouTube. This is how I found the story. So if you guys want a longer, detailed legal analysis on the whole situation, check out his video. I'm going to link it in the description. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure you smash the like, share the video, and subscribe if you're new here. And I will see you guys next time. Have a good one, everybody. Bye.